Hi, my name is Nitin. I am a Citrix engineer. I have around 10 years of IT experience. I have worked with many enterprise organizations. I believe in proactive approach rather than reactive. I believe in reducing human efforts by automation and innovation. I observe in many enterprise organizations that when a new employee joins in, he will have to struggle with most of his time in getting access of applications to perform his day-to-day tasks. Sometimes even the existing employees are not aware of right approach on how to request for the application access. Keeping this in mind, I have created a web-based application where users will be able to request for the application access. An approver will approve the request for an application. I decided to name this application as Self-Service Portal. It's a web-based application. It facilitates users to get access. It reduces help desk efforts. It expedites application access procedure. It is governed by application owner. Let me tell you about the backend infrastructure which I have. 1 domain controller. 2 Citrix farms. One is XunApp 4.5 Windows 2003. Another one is XunApp 6.5 Windows 2008 R2. An application server on which Citrix Self-Service Portal will run. Prerequisites for application server are Windows 2008 or 2003 server, Apache Tomcat, MySQL, Java, PowerShell. In Self-Service Portal, Microsoft Active Directory has been used for authentication. I have configured role-based access, user access, user request for an application access, application approver access. Approver approves or rejects the request for an application. Enterprise admin. Assign approver for application. Update database. Add non-Citrix applications. Update approver for an application. Update application group. In order to communicate with different Citrix farms, PowerShell and Citrix commandlets must be installed on the Citrix servers. And Citrix servers should be allowed to run remote PowerShell commands. PowerShell script will run at the backend and fetch application details from different farm configured in Self-Service Portal. We can schedule or manually run the PowerShell script as and when required. It fetch farm name, application name, application status enable or disable, and groups details from Citrix farm, and then update MySQL database. Added feature for non-Citrix apps. Non-Citrix apps can also be configured via Self-Service Portal. Let's log into Portal and start with application configuration. Let's log in with default username and password. Click on Configure Domain Controller and Database. Enter domain information. That is fdc.test.local. Enter domain account. Admin. Enter domain account password. Enter base DN for LDAP search. That is DC equals to @DC, comma. DC equals to test, comma. DC equals to local, comma. Enter database server address. In this case, I have installed MISC database on this server. Localhost. Enter database name. Self-service. Enter database admin. That is root. Enter password for admin account. Click on update. It will save configuration. Click on configure Citrix farm. Enter the name of Citrix server. Add one Citrix server for farm like we configure XML broker for Citrix web interface. CTX1. Click on update. We have configured two Citrix farms the backend, so I click on add farm. Enter Citrix server name, that's CTX2, and click on update. Click on fetch data from Citrix farm. It will fetch the data from Citrix farms and keep it in temporary database. Data is uploaded successfully in database. At the backend, I have already created 3 Active Directory groups. Self-service enterprise admin, non-Citrix approver, Citrix approver. Add one of the user under self-service enterprise admin group. I have already provided Tom as enterprise admin access. Log into application with Active Directory user account to check if Active Directory configuration is set up correctly. Let's log in with Friedrich. So Active Directory configuration is set up correctly. So let's log in with Enterprise Admin Tom. And click on Add Approver. Select the user and from drop-down menu, select the type of role you want to assign to user and click on Update. We'll provide Paul as Citrix approver rights. Click on Login. Again, login with Enterprise Admin. Provide non-Citrix and Citrix approver rights to Anchor. Log in again and provide Citrix and non-Citrix approver rights to Tom. So now it's time to update application database from temporary database. Log in with Enterprise Admin Tom. Click on Update Database for Citrix applications. Here we can see we have details about farm name, application name, groups configured for application, and list of Citrix approvers that we have configured earlier. Here we can see that an application has multiple configured groups. And we will select one group as a master group for each application so that when user gets the access, he will be added in that group. Here we can see that for an application called Citrix C and D, no groups were configured. Now we will select application approver for each application. And click on Update. As we are updating our application database for the first time, so we don't have anything to remove from application database. Click on Next. Published application status has not been changed, so click on Next. Configured users or groups have not been changed, so click on Next. Application database has been updated successfully. Now, so all set, now a user can access portal for an application request. Before that, let's log into Citrix web interface and check user needing have access on which applications. We can see that needing already has access on 3 applications. Okay. Let's log into portal and request for some applications. On the user portal, click on Citrix Apps. We can see that here we have application name, firm name, and status. User already have access on 3 apps. Now select some application and place the order for required application access. Click on Order. Your request has been sent to the approver. Once the approver will approve the request, user will be able to access the application. Now log into the portal as approver. Click on Approve Citrix Apps. Here approver can select the application request. Approver can either accept or reject the application access request. Let's take an example here. If we need to change the approver for an application, or we need to change the master group for an application, how can we do that? Let's see. Log into the portal with Enterprise Admin. On the Enterprise portal, click on Update Citrix App Approver or Master Group. Here we can see that we have application name, master group, and application approver. Select an application and click on Update. On Update Citrix App Portal, we can change master group or approver. Let's change it and click on Update. Let's try for some more application. Select an application and click on Update. Okay, we got an error. We cannot update approver or master groups until we approve or reject application request for this application. Let's go back and either approve or reject this application request. Okay, let's reject this access request. Again, log in with Enterprise Admin and change the approver and master group for the application. I hope you must be thinking that if a Citrix administrator add a new application or remove an application from Citrix Farm, or change the status of an application from enable to disable or disable to enable, or add or remove configured groups from an application, what will happen? Let's log into one of the Citrix Farm. Add a new application. We'll click on Duplicate and rename application. And disable one of the application. Okay, let's remove one configured group from application. And let's remove one application. Okay. Let's log into Portalus Enterprise Admin. Click on Fetch Data from Citrix Farm. Once the data is uploaded successfully, log into Portalus Enterprise Admin. Click on Update Database for Citrix application. Here we can see that a new application has been added to our Citrix Farm. Okay. So let's add this application to our application database. Okay. So again, select the master group and approver for an application. Click on Update. Okay. Now we can see that one of the application is removed from Citrix Farm. So let's remove it from our application database. Click on Delete. We cannot remove an application until we approve or reject the pending order for an application access. Okay. So let's log in as an approver and reject an application request. Now log into the portal again as an enterprise admin and remove the application from database. We can see that application status has been changed for one of the application. Click on Update. We can see that the configured group has been changed for one of the application. Click on Update. Database has been updated successfully. Let's log into Citrix web interface and check Knitting has access on which applications. Earlier, Knitting have access on 3 published applications and we have approved 3 application access requests for Knitting. Here we can see that Knitting have access on 6 applications. Let's log into portal and compare. We can see that with few click user got the access of published application at one place. We can add non-Citrix applications in this portal. Organizations which are not using Citrix can also use this portal. Log into portal again. On Enterprise Portal, click on Add Non-Citrix Applications. Application ID is pre-populated. You cannot change it. Enter application display name. In this case, we'll add application name as 1TM. I will select group name as 1TM app. Application approver as Anchor. Click on Update. It will display a message for successfully database update. Let's add some more application. Click on Add Application. Repeat all the steps again. I will add new application name as YMS. Group name as YMZAP. We'll select Anchor as approver. And click on Update. It's throwing an error message. Application name already exists. Click on Add Application. Repeat all the steps and change the application name as new YMS. And click on Update. Application updated successfully. Now log into application as Ben and request for application. Click on Non-Citrix apps and request for an application access. Let's log in as approver and approve the request. Let me show user will be added in the group used for publishing the application. Application group and approver can be updated as per requirement. I hope you find this video informative. Thanks for watching this video.